What's up, y'all? It's Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be reacting to SROS predicting the top 20 players in 5 years, which would be the year 2029. Now, my first instinct, if we're looking at the top 20 NBA players, some just guys to think about. Wemby, obviously, Ant, Luka, SGA, Jason Tatum's probably top 20 still. And there's so many people I'm obviously probably forgetting. But those are the types of people you have to think about for the year 2029. Obviously, again, there's going to be way more guys than I'm even mentioning. Those are just some names that just kind of came to my attention. But that's what we're going to be reacting to. I'm interested to hear his personal thoughts.
So a video that I love to make every single year is predicting the top players in the NBA in 5 years from now. So now that we are in 2024, it's time to predict my top 20 players in 2029. So obviously this is incredibly tough to do. Guys will have injuries, guys will regress, some guys will take progression leaps that we never thought they could. Some guys are number 1 options right now, may become number 2 options and vice versa, becoming a number 2 or 3 option to a number 1 option, like Jalen Brunson, for example. I also have 9 honorable mentions as well, including 2 players that are not even in the NBA yet. And yeah, obviously this is a
2 players not in the NBA yet. Oh, honorable mentions?
Prediction
okay,
like always. I don't really have those all-timers that are kind of in their mid-30s right now. Like there's no LeBron, there's no KD, there's no Curry.
Let's say those guys are going to be retired.
It's really tough to predict who's going to be where in 2020.
Jokic is going to be up
this
there
video.
still,
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. When we get to number 15, I'll rattle off the honorable mentions just not to spoil it right now. So we're going to actually start off at number 20 with a player I just talked about, and that was Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a top 10 scorer in the NBA.
I'm trying to think, how old is Brunson? He's going to be, what, low 30s by this time?
In the season, you can also make a good argument that he should finish top 10 in the MVP voting in 2024. Brunson's also 27 years old right now and will just turn 32 in 5 years from now. I think his...
See, that's the tough part. He's going to be on the kind of downward trend.
Game can progress to a nice level into his early 30s while he'll still be in his scoring prime.
He is still going to be really good.
Defender then, but I still think he could be solid enough where we can consider him as a borderline top 20 player in the league. He's gotten better and better each year of his career, and he's still 27 like I mentioned. I think he'll get better and better when he's 28.
That's definitely valid because Jalen Brunson is a hooper, and I feel like he kind of has an old man game a little bit too.
29, 30, 31, and then 32, and that could be the tail end of his prime, and he's falling outside of that top 20 in 2029. So let's go here at number 19, and we're going to have Trae Young, another guy from the 20s.
Ew! Oh, and I know I might be too low on him, but ew, man.
Teen draft class. So Trae Young will be a little bit younger than Brunson since Young was a freshman coming out of Oklahoma in 2018 while Brunson was a junior coming out of Villanova. So Trae will still just be 30 years old, and since he's entered the league, he's been one of the best offensive players, not just point guards, but players in the league.
Yeah, but he's been one of the worst defenders. I don't know. Maybe I'm too low on Trae.
His sophomore year at 21 to current day at 25, he's averaged 27 points, 10 assists, and shot 44% from the field and 36% from 3. I do think Trae goes through some stretches where there's some inefficiency, and obviously the defense leaves a lot to be desired. I still think he's going to be one of the best players in the league. That's why he's making this ranking in this video. I just think a lot of players are going to lap him in a ranking in 5 years from now, just trying to predict.
I feel like if a player is so one way like Trae, it's just tough. But Trae has made it deep in the playoffs one time. I don't know, man. It's just tough.
So coming in at number 18, we have a guy breaking out this year. He's in the 2021 draft class. We got Scotty Barnes. So Scotty...
Ooh. This one's interesting. This one's interesting because he did break out.
Barnes was the rookie of the year from the 2021 draft class. Took a little bit of a step back in his sophomore year where the efficiency dropped. This year. We didn't really know if he could be a primary shot creator, but has taken that step both as an offensive player and as a lead defensive guy.
And just as like his player build, like he's what, 6'9", he's a freak, man.
So he's just 22 years old right now. So he'll be 27 in 5 years from now. He's
going
to be right there in the beginning or in the middle of his prime. And he's averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists now, shooting 47 from the field and 35 from 3. Who knows what he could be averaging in 2020?
I thought at Florida State he was going to be good in the league. I thought.
Those numbers could look like 25
and he's
points
proven
per game,
me right.
8 to 9 assists a night, 10 to 11 rebounds, while still being a knockdown shooter that he's currently doing in 2024. I had a tough time like deciding if I wanted to put this guy in the top 20. I ended up doing so, and coming in at number 17, we got Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown...
I think this one's kind of a no-brainer. What is he? Probably what? or 31, 32
Be
maybe?
32 in 5 years
32.
from now. He was the 3rd overall pick in 2016.
Because he is continuing to get better.
Which is kind of crazy because that will mean he'll be in year number 13 pretty much. And Brown got the Supermax last offseason. And basically since the 2020 season, he's been a consistent number 2 option to Jason Tatum. He's averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 48% from the field.
Jaylen Brown is
36
so
from 3
good, man.
over the last 4 seasons. And that's all as a number 2 option. I feel like we could be talking about Jaylen Brown as one of the best wings in the NBA. If he was a number 1 option,
You
he
would,
could be averaging
100%.
over 30 points per game. And who knows where he's going to be in 2029.
He could get a ring this year.
Still be the number 2 behind Jason Tatum. Will it be a number 1 somewhere else? That's a factor that you have to consider when you're making this prediction ranking. All right, the last guy we'll get into before we get into the honorable mentions, let's talk about Alperen Şengün at 16.
Wow, this is high praise for Şengün, and I know Şengün was really good, but I don't know. Even like he probably will. Nah, this isn't too high. This is a good spot. Şengün, I just feel like defensively has to improve.
I got Jokic Light coming in here at the 16th overall spot. I could say the same things about Alperen Şengün that I did at Scotty Barnes. He's having a
That's what I was
breakout
saying.
season.
Scotty,
I
I personally think Scotty has more potential than Şengün. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Single year though, which has been a little bit different from Barnes. He averaged 9.5 points as a 19-year-old, 14.5 as a 20-year-old, and this year he's averaging 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists a night. And he's still just 21 years old, so he'll be 26 in 5 years. And who knows what he could be? If you look at the Jokic career trajectory, he was averaging 10 points in year
because
1, 16 and a half in year
He's
2,
only gonna get better.
18 and a half in year 3, and we knew what he became when you got to years 6, 7, and 8. And who knows, maybe we see the same career path for Alperen Şengün. So before we kick off the
if
top,
he ever gets like Jokic, I'll be stunned. I'll be stunned.
I want to give you guys my honorable mentions. You guys could put these guys in the top 20, and I would be perfectly fine with that. So there was like 30-ish guys that I wanted to put into this top 20 list. So 2 honorable mentions to start off. I got LaMelo Ball and I got Brandon Miller.
I thought about LaMelo, but LaMelo just hasn't really shown much so far. I think LaMelo's going to be better than Brandon Miller, though, personally.
I have no idea who's going to emerge as the number 1 option in maybe 3 to 5 years from now.
I think
you
it'll be
could say it's
LaMelo
Ball
for
just
sure.
because he had a little bit more draft pedigree and he's been there first. But I don't know, man. Brandon Miller is having an incredible rookie season. It definitely projects to be a better 2-way player as well. I also got Franz Wagner coming in here. He'll be
Franz is so good already. He got to improve the 3-point stroke, but he is so good.
7 years old. He's really good, but will he still be a number 2 in 5 years from now? That could hold back some of his stats and accolades to make this list.
Even if he is a number 2, him and Banchero could be like the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown of now.
I got Zion Williamson. He'll be 28. I just never know with the injuries. I also got Evan.
Man, Zion would be in my top 20 for sure. If you don't, I know injuries could derail it, but I think Zion's going to be better than Trae Young in 5 years. I do. I got hope for Zion because his potential is off the charts.
Mobley from the 2021 draft class, he'll be 27 years old.
I don't like Mobley. I know Mobley's going to be good, but it's like Zion has shown so much more than Mobley.
Sure, he's going to be one of the best defenders in the league, but will we see that offensive progression that can really put him in as a top 20 guy? Also have Tyrese Maxey. He'll be 28. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA already.
I think Who y'all think is going to be better, Maxey or Trae Young?
So I feel like I had to mention him.
I think it's a debate to be had.
And he'll be 31 years old. I just wonder if he's ever going to be a
It's crazy that these guys are honorable mentions because all these guys are so good. I'll take Maxey over even like a Scotty Barnes right now.
Raiser of a team because we haven't really seen that in Utah yet. And then I got two players that aren't even in the NBA. They're not even in college basketball yet. They're both basically seniors in high school. They will be featured in the 2025 NBA draft. First one is Cooper Flagg. He'll be 22 years old in 2029.
If you think him at 22 is going to be better than Tyrese Maxey in his prime, I mean,
committed to Duke right now. He's the #1 high school.
I'll be stunned.
And then I have AJ Dibanta as well. He's currently not committed to a college, same age as Cooper Flagg, and he was originally supposed to be in the 26th.
I'll be stunned.
Got reclassified to 2025. So yeah, I just wanted to throw in guys that weren't even in the NBA yet, because there's currently no college guys that I could really see with a top 20 ceiling in 5 years.
But those guys at 22, you can.
So now maybe you can give some love to guys like Cody Williams or international prospects like Alex Sarr and Zachary Reese-Shea. So coming in at 15, I have my final player that I'm going to mention from the 2021 draft class, and that's Cade Cunningham. So yeah, I've always been the
Cade is going to be good, man. He's going to be good.
On Cade Cunningham, out of all these guys, I still think he would go #1 in a redraft. He's just been dealt a horrible situation, and he has shown...
Like, he's shown flashes, but the Pistons stink.
So many flashes in year 3. He's also played a ton less games than guys like Scotty Barnes and Alperen Şengün.
He's out there with Ivy, James Wiseman, Alec Burks. Like,
because he was injured all year. In his sophomore season, we only got to see him play 12 games. And then obviously the Pistons have been a dumpster fire this year, but he's improved his field goal percentage, his three-point percentage, his free throw percentage, points per game, assists per game, and he's even brought down the turnovers a little bit from his rookie season. And I still think Cade Cunningham has top 5 point guard in the league potential. He'll be 27 years old. Maybe that's a hot take from me, though. You could also put Chet Holmgren in the honorable mentions as well. Maybe a similar career trajectory than like an Evan Mobley.
I think I'd take Chet over Mobley personally. I think offensively he has so much more potential.
Brought up Chet Holmgren is because coming in at number 14, I got J-Dub.
No way he has these guys like Cooper Flagg over Chet Holmgren. Like what?
Williams. Yeah, who would have thought this when he was selected with the 12th overall pick in the 2022 draft? But why not have Jalen Williams? He'll be 27 years old, and he's taken such a massive jump from his rookie season to his sophomore year. He's gone up from 14 points.
He's just a complete player, man. There's nothing he can't do.
To 19 points. 3 assists to 4.5 assists. Field goal percentage has jumped from 52 to 54%. The three-point percentage has jumped from 35% to 45%. And he's still a solid free throw shooter as well. And it looks like the defense has improved all around. So who knows what he's going to be like when he's 27 years old and he's doing this as a number 2.
He could be a top 10 player in the league, man. He genuinely could.
Alexander right now. Coming in at number 13, I got De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings.
How old
I hope
De'Aaron
Fox is still on the Kings in 2029. He'll be 31 years old. And Fox has taken a nice career path as well. He improved.
Fox is really good, but it's like, do you think he's at 31 is going to be better than Tyrese Maxey at what, 28, 29?
From his rookie year to his sophomore year. Maybe took a little bit of a step back in year 3 with the three-point shooting, but has been consistent this year in 2024, which was one of the bigger weaknesses of his game. He's one of the best players in the clutch as well, and I think he could be a number 1 option. So I think he'll still have that pedigree to be a top 20 player in everybody's mind. Coming in at number 12, I mentioned one of his teammates before in Franz Wagner always being a number 2. It's because I have this guy here, number 12.
I'd have him higher. I think he's for sure going to be a top 10 player. If you look what he did in year 2, it's special, man. It's special.
Yeah, Paolo Banchero will be 26 years old. He's 21 right now and has taken such a jump already from his rookie year to his sophomore year. He was the rookie of the year last year from the 2022 draft class, and this year was named as an all-star as a 21-year-old. He's averaging 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5.5 assists a night, over a steal, shooting 46% from the field, 36%.
And he could, like, his player build, he could be an absolute freak.
And was also on Team USA last summer in the FIBA World Cup. The sky's the limit for Paolo Banchero, and he could be one of the best forwards and even one of the best players in the NBA one day. Coming in at number 11, we got Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies. A lot of unknowns.
This is a tough one because when Ja has been healthy, when off the court issues aren't a thing, like he's good.
But Ja Morant, he has dealt with a ton of injuries in his career, and obviously there's been off the court issues as well. That's kind of holding me back from putting him in the top 10. But Ja's had a great career all
A healthy Ja is special, though.
In his 4 years in the league as a 2-time All-Star, he won Rookie of the Year in 2020. He was an All-NBA member in 2022, and he won also the Most Improved Player award that year as well. And I mean, Ja could be a 25 to 27 point per game scorer. He can average 8 assists a night. And if he takes a jump in his 3-point shooting, kind of like De'Aaron Fox did, he could definitely be a top 10 player in 5 years. So to kick off the top 10, I have one of the best passers in the league right now. He was a teammate of De'Aaron Fox at one point, and that is Tyrese Halliburton. So yeah,
I like Hallie. I think this is high for him. I think this is high because I don't think his potential is as much as Banchero's. And maybe I'm wrong. I'd take Paolo over Tyrese Halliburton. I would.
I'd love to know in the comments, how would you guys rank Halliburton?
I'd rank Hallie probably in the 13 to 15 range, personally.
Morant and De'Aaron Fox. I'm going with Halliburton as the best one in 5 years. He'll be 28 years old. I assume
that's literally in his prime, though. 28 is in his prime.
He'll be in Indiana. It seems like he loves it there. He's averaging 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 12 assists a night this year, shooting 49% from the field, 40% from 3, 85% from the line.
It's not
this
bad.
Guy is the modern
it's just personal preference.
But also 2 inches taller and a much more.
He's got to improve defensively,
and I still think he'll be the best passing point guard in 2020.
Got to be better defensively.
Coming in at number 9, he'll be 27 years old. Let's talk about Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
At number 9? Are you crazy?
Anthony Edwards is going to be just such an insane playoff performer by then. We saw how good he was against the Denver Nuggets last year in round 1. Obviously, we're going to see the Minnesota Timberwolves.
This was made in the regular season, so I get it. But and at number 9 is low.
Play in the playoffs this year in 2024. So I'm so excited.
And is higher. And it's got to be way higher.
In 2029. He's another player that has just gotten better and better each year of his career. 19 points as a 19-year-old rookie, 21 points in year 2, 24.5 points in year 3, and he's averaging 26 points on one of the best teams in the league this season in 2024.
Ant was so good this year,
The sky is the limit for the Ant-Man. Okay, coming in at number 8, I got Donovan Mitchell. So Mitchell
over Anthony Edwards. He's drunk, man.
Will be 32 years old.
You think Donovan Mitchell at 32 is going to be better than Ant at 27? You've lost your damn mind.
Puts this a little bit as a risk of having him in the top 10. But hey, there's plenty of guys that are
you've lost your mind
that are in the top 10 right
and I
now.
think Donovan is
LeBron,
great, but you've lost your mind.
KD, Steph Curry. And Mitchell has been an MVP candidate for sure this season. He's basically been the best player on his teams every single year of his career, including his 2018 rookie season. He's going to be an all-star every single year, and he's one of the best guards in the league. He's one of the best
He is. But he's going to be 32.
Level scorers we have seen in some time. And I do think he's going to have a championship by 2029. I just don't know what team.
He's going to be 32.
So ahead of Donovan Mitchell coming in at number 7. He'll be 32 years old as well. I feel like they're always going to get compared with each other. And it's going to be Devin Booker. So Devin Booker right now.
Ant literally was better than D-Book in the playoffs. What are we talking about?
In my opinion, is the best shooting guard in the league. I still think he can be the best shooting guard in 2029. He's averaging 27.5 points, 7 assists, and 4.
What are we talking about? He's not even going to start over Ant in the Olympics.
You're kind of as more of a point guard at times. The efficiency is off the charts, and he's still just 27 years old. He's still going to get better.
D-Book is going to be good, but like, come on, man.
In 2029, you assume Kevin Durant will be retired by then, so Devin Booker will be back to being a number 1 option by then. All right, I had also a tough time ranking my next player. He's going to be 34 years old then, but still could be the best player in the NBA. It's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. So yeah, I just have no idea.
Giannis at 34?
Yeah, how Giannis's game is going to age. Obviously, he does rely a lot on his athleticism.
He does. Maybe in the 10 to 15 range. Giannis at 34?
His strength, his physical presence inside. I mean, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer if he retired today, and he's still averaging 31 points and 11.5 rebounds as a 29-year-old. I'm just more wondering how many rings will Giannis have in 5 years. So coming in at number 5, I have Nikola Jokic, who will be 33 years old.
I think Jokic's game is going to translate way better than Giannis. Jokic would still probably be top 3 for me.
I may be just kind of overrating age a little bit here, but yeah, I have Jokic at 5, Giannis at 6. I feel like Jokic's game is going to age so well.
It's going to age so much better than Giannis's. That's what I'm confused about here.
Because he does not rely really that much on his athleticism.
None.
He's still an elite offensive talent. He's so efficient at the rim. He's elite from 3 for his size. And he's still so impactful in so many other ways other than scoring. He's one of the best rebounders in the league. He's one of the best passers in the league.
Jokic is going to still be top 5
top
and then he will.
in 5
If he doesn't
years.
retire, he might retire.
Coming in at number 4, I got somebody who may win MVP this season, and that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Shai is averaging 31 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists as a
Shai is only going to get better.
A 25-year-old. Shai will be 30 in 2029. He's also an incredible defender. He's one of the best guys at getting into the passing lanes. He's leading the league in steals right now. And if Shai's putting up consistent 30-point seasons, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals on elite efficiency, leading the Thunder to being one of the best teams in the league.
Shai, and he's got that mid-range game. He's going to translate.
Absolutely not consider him as a top 5 guy.
He's going to translate.
I also didn't have Joel Embiid in this ranking. I just really didn't know how to predict his future because obviously he's dealt with
injuries,
so many injuries. But if he's still fully healthy, you could probably throw him in like that
valid.
4 to 8
Embiid's just tough because of injuries and his weight. It's tough.
Range, but that's just why he's not making the list. So coming in at number 3, I got Jason Tatum, who will be 30 years old. Tatum is such an accomplished.
I guess. I think Tatum's overrated personally. That's just my opinion. I think Jokic would be better than. I'll take Ant in 5 years over Tatum. That's me, though.
Player already at just 25
he
years
good,
of age.
Though,
Over
sure.
the last 5 years of his career, from year 3 to year 8, he's averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 46 from the field.
He's really good, though. I mean, I'm not trying to discredit him.
I expect him to still do all of this when he is 30 years old. He's also been to the NBA Finals once, multiple Eastern Conference Finals appearances, and he's well on his way to being a first ballot Hall of Famer. So for the first time ever in making any of these videos, it's basically top 25 under 25, it's Luka Doncic. Top players in 5 years from now, it's Luka Doncic. But for the first time ever, I don't have Luka Doncic at number 1. I have him at 2, which is just.
This is going to be a big regret for him. Because whoever you have at number 1 right now does not deserve it. And I'm not trying. He has Wemby at number 1. Look, I disagree. And I'll wait to see Wemby at number 1, but this is bad. And again, this is before the playoffs, so it's not that bad when he made it. But now, it's bad.
It's insane to say because somebody that is just still 24 years old is averaging 34 points in this league, leading the whole NBA, 49% from the field, 37% from three. Oh yeah, 9.5 assists and 9 rebounds as well. And you're like, Matt, how do you not have him number one? I know it was so tough. If you had him at number one, I could 100% agree with.
He's number one. He's number one. He's going to be 35 years old doing the same
Concerns
thing.
with my number one guy, I just feel like I had to put him there. So coming in at number one, yes, it's Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is going to be 25 years old in 2029. He's already been a top 20 player in the league this season. And
he's top 20, but they won 5, like 2, they won 10 games. Like, I just don't.
He just turned 20.
Wemby is going to be good. Luka's going to be better than Wemby. Wemby's going to be good, but to put him ahead of Luka, I think is crazy.
Last month, you can make an argument he's a top 5 defensive player in the league as well, averaging 3.2 blocks this season, over a steal a night, 20.5 points, 47% shooting in 28 minutes a night. If we look at his per 36, he'd be averaging 26 and 13 with 4.
I mean, I get it. Maybe I'm discrediting Wemby, but better than Luka?
Assists, 1.5 steals, and 4 blocks. He's going to be a multiple-time All-Star. By then, I assume this will be his only year, basically, until 2029. He's not going to be an All-Star. We'll just see how good of a team the Spurs put around him. But I think he's well on his way to being the best player in the NBA in a very short time. So,
yeah, that is 5 years? I don't know. Shout out to SROS. I'll take Luke over Wemby. Y'all can let me know down below in the comments. I think Ant was too low. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.